You are listening to your New Puppies podcast, starting you and your dog off on the right paw. Here's your host, Debbie Salento.
Hello and welcome to a special episode of Your New Puppies podcast. I'm Debbie, and today I just wanted to check in. I wanted to reach out and see how you are doing because, there's nobody out there right now that's not affected by what's happening. And in a way, I'm almost taking a little bit of comfort and solace in that we are all in this. We might be affected in a different way, but we are all affected. So, including myself, I sat in anxiety and stress and worry for a while, which I know most of us did have, will probably still do. But then I realized that I have you. I have this little corner of the internet that I've carved out, and my goal is to help dog owners, new puppy owners, to have a great life with their dog. So I'm going to continue doing exactly that. And maybe in my own small, somewhat silly way, I can help. Because our dogs have no idea what's happening. All they know is that their humans are acting a little bonkers and they're spending a lot more time with me. And I 100% believe that stress management is just as important as washing our hands right now because we're all feeling it. No matter how we're dealing with it, we're still feeling it. And we happen to have 4-legged, fur-covered stress relievers running around our house. How many times have we heard studies have shown that dogs relieve our stress? Just by being in the room with us, by needing a walk, and that gives us exercise, which is also another form of stress relief. So that is exactly what I am going to help you with. So if you follow me on Facebook and Instagram, you know what I've been doing. I've been giving you an activity a day to do with your dog. Because again, we could all use a little extra playtime, and maybe you're home and need some entertainment yourself, or maybe your kids need some entertainment, or your dog is like, woohoo, you're home, pay attention to me, you're usually not home. I'll give you a way to pay attention to them. And I encourage you to shut the news off, shut your phone off, and just maybe for an hour, just go play with your dog. I know you need it. It will make them happy, which will also make you happy. So it's like win, win, win. Okay. So like I said, I've been doing this on Facebook and Instagram, and I wanted to reach out here, one, to make sure that you know that I'm doing it, just in case you don't follow me there. And I've been posting some videos. So obviously I can't do that here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep this show notes page updated. So just in case you don't want to go over to Instagram or Facebook, that's fine. You can go right to my website, to the show notes page, which is going to be playtimepaws.com/play. So playtimepaws.com/PLAY. And I will put links to all of the episodes and anything I talk about. And I will also post the videos there. If you do want to hop over to Facebook or Instagram, I'm at Playtime Paws. Okay, so before I get to the few activities that I've already talked about, I just want to point out a couple old podcast episodes that might be useful to you, assuming that you are a podcast listener, because you are here. These should be readily available to you at the same place you're listening to this episode. So episode 42, which I did not too long ago, is 10 ways to play with your dog. And I happen to concentrate in that episode on indoor activities that also increase their exercise and the level of energy that you can burn with them. I also have episode 18 where I talk about ditching the bowl and making mealtime an event, which you can do exactly with a few of these activities and games. But that episode will also give you other ideas. Okay, so far, the activities that I've talked about that I've specifically put out for this week as your activity a day, the first one is puppy soccer. And this one, I love teaching my clients, especially because if you have like young kids who aren't very good and don't have the patience to play like a structured game, this is perfect for them. And it also entertains adults just as well. And it's incredibly simple. You take a piece of their kibble or a treat. I like to use their kibble because you can feed them their whole dinner this way. And you just wave it in front of their nose. You get them all excited about it, and then you roll it across the floor. They run and get it. You call them back to you, and you do it again. And that's it. It's so simple that you might not even need the video demonstration for it. But I'll post it anyway. The next one that's already out there is a scavenger hunt, which I have talked about in that episode 42, the 10 ways to play with your dog. Again, you can use their meal for this because you could almost feed them their entire dinner this way. I like to mix it with some good smelly treats like the liver treats at first while they're learning to make it a little easier for them to find it. But you take little portions of their dinner, hide it around the house. You make it super easy at first, especially the first few times you play, so they get what's happening, and then you just find more and more challenging places to hide the food so they can investigate it. Now remember, young puppies are still developing that like hunt and sniff skill, so you're probably gonna have to keep it easy for a while, but it'll also be really fun to watch them develop that skill. And the third one should come as no surprise is Rover Round Robin. I've talked about this countless times. The first time was in episode 4 because that episode is about recall, and a really great function of this game is to reinforce their recall. And I have a step-by-step download for it. If you haven't gotten it yet, you can find it at playtimepause.com/game. Again, that link will also go inside the show notes to this episode. And that's the game where you're just taking turns calling the dog to you. The whole family can play. It reinforces recall. It ups their exercise. It is my all-time favorite. And now that I've talked about it 100 times, you can go see a little video demonstration of it. And I do plan to do more. At this time, those are the only 3 that I have posted out there. And I will update the show notes with this. I will update my Facebook page and Instagram page with any other activities that I put out there. For example, I am working on and researching and reaching out to some of my resources to see if I can put together some modified guidelines on how to socialize your puppy during this time when we aren't supposed to be socializing. So I'm hoping to get that together soon as well. And it will most likely be another special episode. Now, obviously, this is kind of an impromptu episode. This was not what I had planned to release today. I actually had a different special episode, a little mini training for future puppy owners called the 3 Phases of Bringing Your Puppy Home. I made it into a 3-part video series. And I was just going to post it as a podcast episode because you'll get just as much value that way as well. And for any of my listeners who are future puppy owners, I still plan on releasing that. I got a little tripped up. Some things happened and delayed it, but I still plan on releasing that within the next few days. So if you don't have a puppy at home to play with yet, then definitely look out for that to get you prepared for the one that's coming home. But for now, that is all I have for you. I hope that this episode has found you and your family healthy and safe. And I'll be speaking with you soon. Bye for now.